Children?
It's not God's Mitzvah, was it?
It's the Torah.
Oh. Good. Long time I heard that.
With Rabbi Natan's commentary. Although it's not really his commentary. Rabbi Natan, in Breslev, he wrote a book called Likutei Halachot, which goes through the whole Shulchan Aruch, all the Jewish law, all of Halacha, but teaches kind of the Kabbalistic ideas behind it. So we know that what's the purpose of life? Relationship. Purpose of life? Relationship. Ben adam la'atzmo, ben adam la'chavero, ben adam la'makom. Between you and your soul, yourself, between you and others, and between you and Hashem. Life, you're here for relationship. And Hashem basically says there's many, many different relationships that we have with Hashem. For example, father to son, Avinu. King to servant, Malkeinu. Banim atem l'Hashem Elokeichem, you are my children. There's a midrash that says that really in Shiur Shirim, and we're going to see this today, you're called his sister. He calls us his sister. He calls us his kala, his bride. He calls us his mother. Why does Hashem say, call us his mother? Because a mother gives birth to a child, brings him into the world. And just as a mother brings the child into the world, we have to bring Hashem into the world. By making brachas and being a Kiddush Hashem, we bring Hashem into the world. So it's all about relationship. So sages teach us that the whole of Matan Torah, the whole of Har Sinai, which happens in this week's Parsha, basically it's like a wedding. It was the wedding between Hashem and the Jewish people, and the Torah is the ketubah, is the marriage document. And there's a midrash that says Hashem held the mountain over our heads like a chuppah. So it's basically this amazing kedushin, which means two halves of one soul coming back together and being reunited. So the Torah and the chuppah ceremony, Har Sinai is the wedding, kedushin, we're getting married to Hashem. So this is what it says in Parshas Shmot, chapter 19, verse 17. Parshas Yisro. Chumash Shmot, Parshas Yisro, Shmot 19, 17. V'yetzi Moshe et ha'am likrat ha'elokim. And Moshe got the whole nation and brought them out to come and see Hashem. And before that we see that Hashem was waiting for them on the mountain. And Rashi says it's not usual that the teacher should wait for the students. Usually the students get there first and then the teacher comes. But Hashem came there first and waited for us. Ein derech b'sar v'dam la'asod kein, shi'ei harav mamtin l'damed. We don't see that. So this is what Rashi says. Magid she'ashchina yatsa likratam, kechatan ha'yatsa likrat kala. The Shechina has come out to greet us just like the Chatan comes out to greet the Kala. Now you're going to get married one day. Ezrat Hashem. And you're going to get to the chuppah before your wife, before the Kala. And you're going to be waiting under the chuppah. It's a very beautiful, powerful moment. And then the Kala is going to come. And she'll probably have her mother and father on either side, holding candles, holding her arm. And you're going to be standing on the chuppah, and then the Kala is going to come. And you're going to be there. And then before she gets into the chuppah, a few paces away, she stops. Her mother and father then come under the chuppah, and you walk out to greet her. And then you turn around together and you walk into your first home together. Very powerful.
Stressful, right? You stress when you're chuppah?
If I'm in Masada Kedushin, you won't be stressed at all, because I'll be telling you to breathe. What's stressful about getting to meet your soulmate?
That's it. It's not being as an inspired, it's like a group thing. It's amazing. It's like very overwhelming. that
stressful isn't the maybe full of yira, awe and excitement and joy. Fine. So when you say stressful, what do you mean by stressful in my mind? That's
I mean overwhelming. Let me go with that. That can be used in a positive. It's an amazing thing. You just worry.
Worry?
Yeah.
You're going to trip? Like, what are you worried
I
about?
think that's normal.
The legs are going to fall off? Like, what are you worried about?
It's a beautiful thing, but I don't think anyone goes into their wedding fully sure this is this. I think that's a natural thing.
I feel that we're going to need to spend some time together before your wedding day. But when you see your color walking towards you, you shouldn't feel any worry or stress. You should just be like, I'm hineni mukhanan zuman. I am ready and able and willing to take care of this woman. And I don't expect it to be perfect. No one's perfect, marriage isn't perfect. But I'm committing now to take care of this neshama. That's it. Not stressed, not worried, confident.
Rick, I'd be worried if someone wasn't worried on their wedding day. And that'd be a weird thing to happen.
Excited.
Okay, I'm sure I'm excited.
Worried?
Yeah. And we have different definitions of worry, as in that. It's not a bad thing.
Okay, in my mind, stress and worry, they're bad things. Maybe they're good things in your mind. In my mind, that's not okay.
Okay.
So we'll work.
What feelings would you say are
I was in Masechet Kedushin at my best friend's wedding last month,
positive?
and I set him up at 44 years old.
You were the shotgun?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is how you should feel at that moment when you walk out of the chuppah and you see each other.
Wow.
I've been like in my friends' groups with parties and like been next to him.
Look at his face. Look, this is her approaching.
Look at
Look at his face. He's like, I am ready to take care of you.
That's good.
He's brilliant.
Like I was groomsman with my friends' weddings, and I'm like breaking down in excitement and like tears. I'm like I have no idea how I could be in there.
As the Masechet Kedushin told us, like, let's go! Does he look worried?
I'm very excited. It'll be an amazing thing. I think,
If you're thinking whilst he's walking towards you, uh-oh.
I'm saying a bad way. I've never said a bad way. It's a good, very, very good thing. I'm just saying, there's a lot of people there. It's an overwhelming experience, an amazing way, in a good way.
Ahavat. So not worry or stress.
Not worried or stressed.
Just like, wow.
Oh,
Oh.
You're right.
Yeah. Ahavat. So now I thought you used the word worry and stress. That would be weird.
yeah.
But
it's
what you're
different in
saying,
Australia, I'm not sure.
what you're saying is, it's unbelievable. Well, there's so many people there, so I'm worried what they'll trip over, that I'm going to like burp in the microphone. Like, what are you worried about?
Honestly, yeah.
What-
Someone's going to break in the Eucharist room.
I was worried that my soul would leave my body. Yeah, hold on to my sister. Okay. So anyway, Hashem comes out to see us. He's not worried, by the way. Hashem's like. So now listen to what Rabbi Natan says. Very, very important for you all to hear. I'm telling you, this is one of the most important pieces of Torah you'll ever hear in your whole life. קצת אנשים שמתקרבים לעבודת השם יתברך ואחר כך מתרחקים. There are people who come to Aish and they get very inspired. And they come close to Hashem and they start doing tshuva. And they're really loving Shabbos and they're really feeling good. They're great. And some people get flaming, they're on fire, and then they go home. They're here for 3 months. They go home and we say, keep in touch. We don't hear anything for 6 months. 6 months later, you're like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, you know, it was hard here. In yeshiva, I was very inspired, and it was easy to keep Shabbos. Here, my parents don't keep Shabbos, my friends don't keep Shabbos, so I'm not really doing anything anymore. That happened. You know, actually, who it happens to most? The people who freak out quickly. the flaming balchuvas. Very careful about this. Listen to this. Afal pichen. Even so, someone came close to Hashem, started saying brachas, started keeping Shabbos, then goes off the derech. Even so, yakar etzel Hashem yitbarach is karvus ba'atzmai af lefi sha'ah. Is very, 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 very special and precious to Hashem, the time they spent together. Hashem's not looking at that guy being like, oh, you idiot. Hashem's like, you know what? I just enjoyed being together whilst we were together. Many people are like, oh, my avoda's not good enough. Hashem's the opposite. I just want to be with you. So when I am with you, I just appreciate being with you. And when I'm not, I'm always ready for you. And when you go off, I'm not then like, oh, you idiot. I'm like, okay, I'm here for you. It's so sweet. And I see Kiruv Rabbi did a couple of times. I saw them talking to someone on some like Kiruv trip, and the kid wasn't inspired. And the guy would come up to me and was like, what an idiot. Like, you're the idiot. Just because you didn't get your ego massaged because you managed to makorov him, if he wasn't inspired by you, you should feel compassion. You should be like, I want to try again. I say, yeah, I love him. To say he's an idiot, you're an idiot. Yeah. If God forbid my kid goes off the derech, he's smoking and drinking, lives in Tel Aviv, doing whatever, nothing. But then he calls me up and says, Abba, can I come for Shabbos? I'll be like, and then we'd sit and we'd just have Shabbos, we'd just talk to each other. We just talk to each other. He can go outside and smoke a cigarette. And I'd say, look, no phone at the table. No, but you do whatever. In your room, you'll do whatever you do. And I'll go out, I'll sit, and we'll just spend the most delicious Shabbos together. And I know Motzi Shabbos he's going to get on the train, take off his kippah, go back, do whatever he's going to the club, Motzi Shabbos, do whatever he's doing. But the time we spent together, it's very good, real, sweet, real Torah. For yourself, to not put too much pressure on yourself, for understanding how Hashem relates to you, but more so for how you relate to other people, how you judge other people. You know, he's not keeping this, you're not doing this, you have no idea. Maybe the one little thing they are doing is more precious to Hashem than everything you're doing, because it's hard for them, you know. You don't know anything, I just don't know anything. Last night outside my house there was a Achnasas Sefer Torah, a new Sefer Torah, Sephardi Shul down my road. You know, the big music, and basically Sephardi Charedim, older men with black hats and a beard, and everyone done around. And then just on the side there was this very secular, quite elderly Israeli woman, tight blue jeans, flip-flops, tight white t-shirt, short sleeves. She was freaking out. She was dancing and kissing the Torah, hands up. And then they were like, Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Ilach. And she was like, Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach. I was like, you can't judge a Jew, but you just don't know. You don't know anything. So maybe when she goes to bed at night, she's like, Hashem, I know I'm not there. I'm there. Maybe that small little 3 words of tefillah is much better than your mincha. You just don't know. You have no idea. So you can never judge other people. Even though afterwards I know that he's going to go back to Torah, you're going to do whatever he did. For me, it's just very precious that we spend time. I remember Rav Shlomo once said that people who daven 3 times a day in a minyan, and then on Yom Kippur, people who never come to shul turn up at shul. And they're like, oh, look at these guys. You think they can chap in. But Hashem sees it the opposite. Hashem's like, wow, I haven't seen you all year. Thank you for coming. That kid who's at home all the time, straight A's, best kid in the world, you love that kid. But that kid who's mamish over the derech, but once in a while just comes home, even to have his laundry done, just like that. I mean, Hashem's so happy to see those people on Yom Kippur. You is whatever. He's happy to see you too. On Yom Kippur, those Jews that only go to shul on Yom Kippur, Hashem's happy to see them when he's happy to see you. You got to see a Yid through Hashem's eyes. Very important. So this is very important for your parents. By the way, if you're going to come to yeshiva and they get all judgmental and self-righteous, God forbid. Now, if your parents were horrible, abusive, emotionally horrible parents, that's a different thing. If you had wonderful, nice parents, but they're not keeping Shabbos and whatever, and they're supporting you in your journey, for you to look down on them, God forbid. When my parents stopped using, forgot what it was, stopped watching TV or stopped using their phone on Shabbos, said to them, it's amazing, it's Shabbos. And no, we're not, we drive and we do that. And I said, no, there's something you're not doing because it's Shabbos, that means you're Shabbos. You're not using your phone because it's Shabbos, you are Shabbos. You might be 5% Shabbos, but you are now. If you get your best friend, who's completely secular, to say, just on Shabbos, I won't go on TikTok. I'll go on WhatsApp, Instagram, everything. I'll go on everything. X, formerly Twitter, Netflix, smoke weed in my car, but I'm about to check TikTok, but you know what? It's Shabbos. Then Mom is Shabbos. 1% Shabbos, but they're Shabbos. They're not doing something because it's Shabbos. Now, maybe Hashem gets more nachas from their not checking TikTok than from you, Mamish, keeping Shabbos, everything amazingly, everything. Who knows? I don't know. I can't judge. Maybe for them that's much more meaningful and more important than your. It's easy for us to do it now. It would be hard. I couldn't break Shabbos. It's not difficult at all to keep Shabbos. Not at all. I don't find one thing about keeping Shabbos difficult at all. I love it. But your best friend in his car smoking weed, struggling to not hit the TikTok, and he doesn't, he put in effort and he gets the reward. Very important. So Shir Hashirim says this: Levavtini ba'achaz me'einayich. You have captivated me, my heart, with one of your eyes. The lover says, the Shir Hashirim is a love story between Hashem and the Jewish people. You have captured me with one of your eyes. That sounds very strange. So Rashi says, what that means is that you've got so many good character traits, there's so much good about you, but even just one of them, that would have been enough. Just that one, I would have loved you just for the one. Which is also very important when you get married, to keep focusing on the good things in your wife. Always focus on the good things in your wife. When you're dating, you focus on the good and you ignore the bad, and then you get married, you start focusing on the bad and ignore the good, and then that messes up the relationship. Always focus on, you should have a list of things I like, appreciate, admire, and respect about my wife, and good memories you had together. And when you upset each other, you go and read that list, and then you come and communicate. Clearly you have to have. So that's what Rashi says. But the Midrash says a crazy thing. What does it mean, you captivated my heart with one of your eyes? Ela, sheba'ayin hasheni, at the time of Matan Torah, with the second eye, ayu mistaklim al ha'egel. They were receiving the Torah on Mount Sinai with one eye, but with their other eye, they were already looking at the egel, the golden calf. I.e., there's a get-out clause here. You know, if it doesn't work out, we'll get divorced. God forbid you would ever go into marriage thinking if it doesn't work out, we'll get divorced. That's not okay. Don't do that.
It's like a prenup.
It's a sick thing. There's no such thing as divorce. She cheats on you, divorce next day. Apart from that, there's no divorce. You're not getting divorced. Obviously, very bad if she's completely off the derech and wants the kids to not give. Maybe that. I'm not saying never, but for me, in my mind, there's like I'm not getting divorced. It's got to be the most crazy thing to make me do it. It's not. Well, you know what? We'll just go. If it don't work, we'll just throw it away. Chad pami, you know. It's like I'm using my plastic fork and it's the top rock of my plastic fork. It's like okay, throw it away. Plastic wife.
Rabbi.
Yeah.
Then how come in the Ketubah it discusses what happens if you get divorced, like the monetary compensation?
To protect her rights.
Yeah, but there's not a contrary idea of like, that's not.
It's to protect the woman's rights. It's a very thing. But yes, it is contradictory what we're saying. But it's saying divorce is a mitzvah from the Torah. When you need to get divorced, it's a mitzvah from the Torah. If God forbid you ever got divorced, you would say L'shem yichud v'Hashem b'richush chenteh b'tchiluch and then Javel L'chaim. You'd be like, now that's a mitzvah you don't want to do, God forbid. You don't want it, but it's a mitzvah. If you have to, it's a mitzvah. You're commanded to. I said to my wife a few years ago, let's get divorced. It's a mitzvah from the Torah, and then once you get married the next week, we're brilliant. Get married again. She's like, shut up. She's just like, immature. But it makes sense, but I don't think it would work, because if you don't actually want to get divorced, I don't know if the divorce actually is chai. I wonder if you say a bracha over Gerusha. A bracha? It's a mitzvah. I don't know. I don't think you do.
The thing is, the Garesh Ishti, that's the divorce blessing.
No, I don't know if there is a blessing at all. I'm just trying to work out what it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
We get this.
So you don't want to get divorced. And this is why it's actually weird to have a beautiful ketubah and put it up on your wall. That's a very strange thing. You have a Bechaz Abayas on your wall. No, ketubah you have to have in the house. Stuff it away somewhere. People have their whole, wow, that's such a beautiful ketubah. It's not a good thing. You don't want to use a ketubah. Ketubah is bad. You don't want to use it. But it's a commitment. It's like, no, sorry, I take that back. Lots of the ketubah is, I'm completely committed to you. My favorite part of the ketubah is, I'll give you everything, even the shirt off my back. So it is, there's something cool about the ketubah. So it is saying a commitment, but fine. Nimcha, shebeshas matan Torah, at the time of the giving of the Torah, their mind was already, you know what, I'm getting out of here. Imagine you're standing at the chuppah, and you're getting married, but you're thinking, I'm getting out of here. There's this other girl, I still quite like her. So we'll see how it works out with this one. But if it's not going so well, I'll call Shmentel. I'm married to Yentel, I'll call Shmentel. This is why everything's messed up nowadays. There's too many options. People can't get married nowadays. Because maybe she'll be a bit prettier, or maybe a bit messed up. You can't. It's very hard to be okay because you've got a whole website of 50 different women. So how could you ever settle for this woman? There might be a better one. Back in the shtetl, there was Yentel, Shpentel. Choose one of them, make it work. It was great. Very happy marriages. Yentel and Shpentel. Fa ayat datam chas v'shulem. V'afa pikei. Even so, ayayaka b'nei Hashem yitbarach me'od. His karavuz b'atzma. Even so, Hashem knew that. What was in the back of their mind? Hashem was like, I'm just so happy to see you. Thanks for coming. Just so happy to see you. Shlomo tells a story. There's you're really meant to go to the mikveh on Friday. You should go to the mikveh every day, but if you're not going to the mikveh every day, Friday before Shabbos, you want to clean yourself before Shabbos, clean your neshama for Shabbos. So Shlomo Carlebach was once doing a concert or speaking a shul somewhere in a random place in Texas, some random place. And he called up first and he said, is there a mikveh? And they were like, oh, there is. We built it like 15 years ago. No one ever uses it, but we have a mikveh. Like, well, some people, it's very rarely used. So he said, great. So he came and he went to the mikveh. And as he got out of the mikveh, this guy, a cowboy, walks in. Cowboy hat, cowboy boot, probably full-on cowboy. Very coarse man, gruff man. So Shlomo waits for him outside. He wants to hear what's his story. And the guy comes out and he speaks Yiddish. Perfect European Yiddish. And Shlomo asks, what's the story? And he goes, well, I grew up in the shtetl, somewhere in Europe, Hasidic family, and my dad always used to take us to the mikveh on Friday, get ready for Shabbos. Then I came to America, and I stopped keeping Shabbos. I have no Judaism, no Yiddishkeit. And he says, you think, if someone's coming to the mikveh on Friday, that they're getting ready for Shabbos. But I don't keep Shabbos. No, maybe sometimes a bit, or whatever, I don't know. But he says, just sometimes though, I'm like, I just want to remember what it is to be a Yid. I just want to be a Jew. So I come to the mikveh sometimes. That's my thing. It reminds me of when I was a kid. My dad took me to and how it felt in the shtetl, getting ready for Shabbos. And so sometimes I come to mikveh. So the mikveh is a mikveh. Even if you don't keep Shabbos after you go to the mikveh, it doesn't take away from the mikveh being a mikveh. Mikveh is a mikveh. Shabbos is Shabbos. Mikveh is mikveh. Tefillin is tefillin. Put on your tefillin. Do something. And that's so very, very special. So whose mikveh do you think Hashem appreciated more? Rosh Shlomo's or this guy? That mikveh, that guy's mikveh. Because it was something. I'm just throwing it out there. I just want to be a Yid. I want to stay connected. I'm just doing everything I can to stay connected. That's really amazing. Kamo shekatov levavtini. Levavtini, what an amazing word that is. Levavtini. You have captivated my heart. Levavtini, Levavtini, you have enheartened me. Levavtini. I'm going to say that to my wife today. You're going to be Levavtini Bechad. Levavtini Bechad. Meaning the Rashi version, not the Midrash version. Let's say you turn up for davening. You don't really daven. You just, Hashem's like, thanks for coming, man. Thanks for turning up. People are like, I don't want to go to davening and then just sit there and not daven and everyone like, that's not true. That should be there. My son says to me, Abba, I want to come for Shabbos, but I'm still going to be on my phone and smoke. I wouldn't say don't come. I'd say come. You can't be on your phone and smoke at the table. But you can come. I want you to come. Because I'll take what I can get. That's what that's what a real Abba is. I'll take what I can get. I just want to spend time with you. Cool. Take what I can get. So that Hashem's like that. So you have to know in your avodas Hashem that everything you do is very special. Very, very special. One of the guys in Foundations, after 3 months, he came up to me and said, Rebbe, I can't daven the whole of Shachris. Can't keep up. It's overwhelming. It's just too much for me. Is it okay? I'll just say the first paragraph of the Shema, and then I'll say the Shemona Esrei in Hebrew. Is that alright? I was like, dude, you didn't know what the Shemona Esrei was 3 months ago. That's awesome. So your little paragraph of Shema and your Shemona Esrei in English, Hashem's going to love it more than my whole saying every word of Pesukei to Zimra, and you're going to love your Shema better. For now, by the way. In a year from now, you're going to... So for yourself, understand everything you do. Now the highest kavana for a mitzvah is, Hashem, I'm doing this for you because I know it makes you happy. Before you put on your tefillin tomorrow morning, I want you to breathe deeply through your nose and say, Hashem, I love you. Even if you don't want to know what that means, just start saying it and then you can start feeling it. Hashem, I'm putting on my tefillin because I love you and I want to give you nachas. I want to make you happy. And I know me putting on my tefillin makes you happy. And I'm going to put it on joyfully as well. I'm going to enjoy it as well. Because I know the more I enjoy it, the happier it will make you. And then put on your tefillin. I'm telling you, it will be a whole different experience. Then running in the middle of Pesukei Zimra and being like, okay, take a moment, just breathe it.
What does it mean to make Hashem happy? He has no lacking.
Pardon?
What does it mean to make Hashem happy? He has no lacking of
Happiness doesn't mean I have a lacking. Let's say my son scores a goal and he's really happy. And I'm happy about that. Does that mean I was lacking? I wasn't lacking. It was an extra thing.
We're not perfect the way he is. In terms of he's consistently infinitely happy, you could say.
He is your father. I don't think he's consistently infinitely happy. I don't think he was happy during the Holocaust. I think it was actually really quite sad during the Holocaust. If we're talking about Hashem in human terms, which we have to. I don't think he was happy during the Holocaust. I don't think he's happy when you do bad things. I don't think he hates you. I think he loves you. I think he's a father. A father's happy and sad. Disappointed. Now, his ultimate essence, I don't know, I can't speak about that. He doesn't even have emotions in his ultimate essence. But how we relate to Hashem, he's a dad and he gets happy inside. So it makes the dad happy. So when my son does what I tell him to do, especially because it's good for him and he enjoys doing it, that makes me really happy. Give me a lot of nachas. In fact, there's a little Kabbalistic thing we say before we do a mitzvah, where we say, I'm doing this to give nachas to Hashem. Lasat nachas ruach lebarenu. That's why I'm doing it. I want to give you nachas. Hashem's like, thanks, David Ber. I love you, man. You want me to show that? David Ber, you show that? I love you. That's how Hashem sees it. Aish.